Welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I'm seeing emerging in leadership, in the world as a whole, in terms of the shift of consciousness that's occurring. So the old way of doing things is falling away. And what I mean by that is this kind of forcing, this old school mentality of you must sit at a desk and you must do what you're told, you must follow the rules. In the old days, people that didn't listen to that were called hippies. And now, in corporate sectors, education, in sports, even, they're bringing in something called mindfulness. They're bringing in emotional intelligence. They're bringing in compassionate driven approaches. And it's so good to see because it's what unifies everything together. And that's what I'm about. I have something called the unified model, which I teach leaders in corporations. So, it could be a suited exec. I teach people that are starting their own business. I teach spirit-driven entrepreneurs. I teach the spiritual seekers even the same thing because it applies to everyone. And the unified model is where we combine well-being, so the stillness, the compassion-driven approach, the spirit of things, with actually making the most out of our time, our life, our energy, maximizing, achieving, right? So a lot of the old world was about just achieving. And these days, all of this stuff of like mindfulness and conscious operations has come in. What I keep seeing is people are finding it very difficult to be both at the same time. Some part of them will be working and, going for life and going hard and doing their best. And then there'll be a part which is the spiritual part, the presence, the well-being part of my world, right? My health, my fitness is in this other box, right? My interests. And sometimes it can even be a split personality. Speaking to a leader that I know who used to be my mentor, actually, and he manages a team of around 300 or so. And in a very prestigious organization, I won't mention the name, but he's come up through all of this, right? He's seen everything shift, he's seen everything change. And the thing he keeps saying to everyone, every one of his team members, right, even at this high level that he's at, he keeps saying, create this unification within who you are at work, with who you really are at home, right? Be the same person. And he even said this is the cause of many people's stress, right? They're trying to uphold these personalities. They're trying to uphold this way of being here and this way of being there, right? And what I'm going to share with you now is perhaps both of those aren't even the real self, right? The optimum self. The most optimum self is the one that combines everything. It's the unified model. It's when there is fire and presence at the same time. It's when well-being is interweaved into work and family and responsibilities. Everything is interweaved. It's not, I need to escape. I need to go and do this thing, meditate, go on a holiday, run. And it's not the other extreme where it's like too much of that, right? Passive, not in the power, not growing, not achieving the things that we want, not living the life we want, not getting all the profession and the wealth that we want, perhaps, right? So it can be either end, extremes. You'll see very high performers burning out, work, 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 gather money, grow. And then you'll see people on the other end who aren't living into their potential, right? Maybe a bit quieter. Usually those people come to me. I work with those ones often Leaders doing really well, but they're not living into their true voice, right? Their potential. They need some more fire. That's where I like the fire. And the other people need a bit more slowing down. I'll put water in the fire, but not all the way out either. Like I said, it's a unified model. And this is so important because this is going to develop our society in this stage that it's in now, where there's turmoil, there's confusion, right? There's a uprising of consciousness. Well-being is skyrocketed, is the fastest growing industry, right? So what we require in this stage is a unification. This is going to develop the society. Just like society has developed over the years, this is what's needed in this moment. And that's why I'm here to make these videos, to step in, to work with leaders, to work in organizations, to create whatever I have to create to help this to move on, right? To help us to develop. So this video is giving an introduction of that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, put them below, message me. Let me know if you are either end of these, right? Has this raised your awareness to what you need or what you'd like to explore? Unification is what's going to take this world to the next level where we have tech, we have growth, right? We have success, we have performance, but then there's flow and there's enjoyment, right? There's the true self, the truest potential. Everywhere in sports, they know this, right? The truest potential unlocked within oneself is when everything really starts to happen. And it's done with such power that it's a different source of power. It's led by that true self, that spirit energy, you might call it, right? So I'll leave you there. Like I said, let me know if it stirred something up in you and message me if there's some part of this that you'd like to get better at, right? Like a skill. And I'll leave that with you. See you later.